Tam Zama Gimel. Tam Tisma Marenu Hakodem. The Hushnedvar. The synopsis is Barishona Biarnu. First explain Mahal Shnuchal Avino Bigame Bli Chazal. When Sodim Chazal Shena Chochma Refuah Lemidos El Hefech. Knowledge or wisdom is not a antidote for midos. It's the opposite. The shabam is a kli hu yitzir sakol. We have to make the keli. Torah raises kol b'kesh keli. You have to have a vessel. Shenestina star muchal share keli. The yilor chazal keli kli haTorah. Shalom Mida Gedola. Clear Hamidos, the most glorious of the Midos. Avalo Rak Mida V'lo Yosef, but it's only a Mida, not more. You know, it's interesting. I didn't think of this ever before, but obviously there's a big question: why are Midos called Midos? And according to Rabbi Yerucham's exposition here, I was thinking that maybe a Mida is a Keli. In other words, you need to have in order your modate in a keli. A keli is a midah, and therefore these are the midos you have are the kelim by which you can properly live your life, or for that matter, accept the Torah. So therefore, the greatest keli is shalom. Rabbi Yerucham is also saying obviously that there are other kelim as well. And these other kelim are the other midos. So you have to have a whole bunch of measures in order to measure the Torah into them. We see a principle here. She's bar, which is we've explained. The source of Torah. I don't know if source is the right term I would use, but they're Keli is not a source, but they obviously there's a connection. Humidos. What is the crown of Chochma is the heel of Anova. You have to explain like this. Both Chochma and Anova create Yira. But in Chochma, the generation of Yira is the crown of Chochma. Chochma should lead. The pinnacle of Chochma should be Yira. Uvanova are cave. Anova it's heel. Yira cave. Shurakmamid hapsios. It's something which sustains the footsteps. Shafilu ba cave anava. Even the footsteps of Anova, which is very different of itself. Shom yesh lo kvar skula shel yitziras hayira. In other words, what Rabbi Yerucham was saying, based on what he said before, is that Yira and Chochma are separate. Yira is above Chochma. It could be that just like in the Spiros, Keser comes before Chochma. So you need Yira in order to get proper Chochma, but it's both the beginning and end of the process of Chochma is Yira. Okay, that's the.
Sharm says Hain. He brings Hain Yiras Hashem Hi Chochma.
Yeah, so the idea is that not because obviously Hain Yiras Hashem Hi Chochma means that it is the appropriate Chochma is Yiras Hashem. But you can have, according to Rabbi Yerucham saying, they're not the same thing. There's Chochma without Yiras Hashem, right? Hayin Yiras Hashem, Hilabada Chochma means that's the real, only true Chochma. But really, Chochma and Yira have this relationship in which Yira can precede Chochma, Yira comes after Chochma, but it's not Chochma itself. So he's saying that by Anov, it's not like this. So he says it's not outside the body, right? The heel is part and parcel of the body. So even if you're at the lowest point of Anova, that already can create Yira. In other words, the Chachma has to be directed, developed focused in order to achieve yira. With anova, you just get to even lowest level of anova. Yira is there. Reina mikan go the erkon shamidos. So we see how valuable midos are. After we said this, externals and internals. Whatever he said elsewhere is not what he's going to say here. We think that chitzonius is something which is peripheral. You have the flour, the bran, and the husk. The klipa of amursan elam erkla. The bran and the husk and the bran don't have any value. The kind of varish is no, it's a great mistake. The chabri akula near inyan chitoyis upnimius. Gam b'chachma yesh inyan chitoyis upnimius. There's external and internal. Muska rishon klape hasheni hu chitzo. A first understanding relative to a second understanding is external. So a second understanding relative to a third understanding is chitza. Amadrega sod, until we get to the level which we can call sod, which is the inner kernel. There's it's like an onion, the layers upon layers upon layers. What does it mean then? God's bria, there's something which is chitzon. Why can everything be pnimi? Let everything be edible.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a question. But according to what we explained, that the keli is actually the ikar. Before learning everything comes to a different light. That which is external is primary. We know how yotzer, because the chitzon is what generates. All of the factory of generating pneumius is in chitzonius. It gives birth to the internal. That which is internal is barren. It doesn't give birth. So on the contrary, so now he says it's the exact opposite of what people think. The panim is nowhere near as important as chitzon. Shika kol bachitzon. Primary is the chitzon. All mazel hamaba. All mazel chitzon. All mazel is external. All maba pnim internal. Avem is kol maba notzar. Avem is kol maba notzar about rak meachitzon. All mazel. All maba ikar, of course, but it's even though it's ikar, olam ra'eh v'kachush. It's a famished and thin world. Ain't a moli klum. It doesn't give birth to anything. Olam hazeh masiyin kol. Olam hazeh gives birth to everything. Because the shoachas shu ma'asim tovim is generative. Olam haba doesn't generate. We should talk about Shabbos yochel b'Shabbos. Shabbos generates. Shabbos doesn't. We should talk about Shabbos. My yochel b'Shabbos. My yochel b'Shabbos chazal the olam haba ain't masiyin cloud. Olam haba you don't attain. You only experience. Ain't Torah, ain't derech eretz, ain't derech eretz, ain't Torah. The ain't Torah, motza acher shetiboy men. There's no Torah is no source from which can be born. Ki im mi derech eretz or midos. Zemash bi'arnu shetevel umami tevel echad. Ben chiluk b'neim cloud. That's that which is so to speak natural and above natural is one, and there's no distinction between them at all. I'm not sure why this is so important in this context. I'm always beside Amuna. That's right. This is I'm arch she'en lo shum akor v'yidim yisod Hashem echad u'shmo echad. Aklal hu she'Hashem Elokim bein Hashem le'Elokim ein chiluk koldu. I assume what he's saying is that don't think there's any less revelation, though it's not revealed the same way in nature than there is in the supernatural. It's just that, and in fact, the natural is more important because the natural is what you can grab onto. The supernatural is not. The natural is by which you create other things. primary Shechina was supposed to be below. Be a great plus for the lower regions. But we can understand that Hashem is unity extends the nature. Ikar, how do you say the primary Shechina is below? Only from Derech Eretz comes that which is above. It's not just that the lower is not less than the upper. The primary is the lower. So it seems that he's saying that our Ikar Avodah is in the Chitzonius. And the Chitzonius is where we manifest everything, which we manifest all of our toil and all of our labor and all of our Avodas Hashem. And the Pnimius is what comes at the end of that process. So the Chitzonius is kind of like the let's give a commercial he didn't give, like the clam in which you find the pearl. Pearls grow in clams, right? Oysters are clams. I don't remember. Anyway, so the point is that the pearl is just a finished product. It doesn't. It's not. It's in itself. It's sterile. But the that which surrounds the pearl is what makes the pearl happen, and that's where the ikar shechina. What does shechina mean? Shechina, in the way he seems to use it, means the shechina is one of the tools that Hashem gave us in order to make the world a divine place. So the ikar shechina is in that tachtonim, is in our work in the chitzonius down here below. Okay, let's do another paragraph. Zeshis karnu motzei Shabbos kodesh parshas vayakov b'kudei, but kel ha'isa. B'tzalel was in the shade of Hashem. Till adam b'nei bayis targam mesim bokelim. V'arish kol ma'aseh mishkan hit'im ha'kolim shemukdam mochar. All the ma'aseh mishkan went is in according to the guidelines of earlier and later. Mishum l'kol muzkar v'bina mishkan sivuyav. The commands have also it's bringing it, come also. And building it, all this was the way in which it was built. Which has come first. Because of Yaram Amar now. Kind of our mitzad acher. We'll give a different interpretation. And more than Tzal, the altar, I made the Moshe Ben Atzal Nasus is Mitzal, which I think I got the Gemara L'chiduda, which is why Moshe told him the opposite. Tzal Ana Moshe Shabayis Mukta. Aaron ubadim hem aprim abayis alo achitzon. When we tell them mikolim tzorshi achitzon, sheikar achitzon, kol pnim notza mimenu. Keimem es tzorich hu lios behegdeim. Azeh malo Moshe betzel kel ha'isa shezeu sod haboneh. That you build the chitzonius and then the pnimis comes afterwards. It's like we say in Chadodi, sof maaseh machshava tchila. In other words, the pnimius might be the tachlis, but in order to get there, you have to go through all the chitzonius first. Okay, I think we'll stop here, but I like this piece. It's a little bit deep.
Yes.
We'll see where it's going.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Good Chodesh.
Chodesh. Shkoyach.
All right, take care.